6th of September 2016, we're here at Rob Speed's Kawasaki Centre in Cleethorpes with Craig Neve, and we're just going to have a look around your home. This is your base, this is where you are, this is where all the bikes are brought back to, stripped down, worked on and prepped for the next round. How long have you been based here, Craig?
We're based at Rob Speed's now since the start of the year. Good of Rob to say thanks to Rob. He's said we can run out of here now. He uses obviously his expert mechanics and stuff, and makes things a little bit easier for us to run out of a professional workshop now.
So this is obviously a proper Kawasaki dealership, and with the support they're offering, you've got a very unique opportunity to have your bikes in here. And with the wealth of experience that these guys have got, you can see all the certificates on the wall, all the correct tooling, all the for the different brands as well, not only Kawasaki. They're absolutely top notch. So after the race, the bike comes back here. You give the feedback to the mechanics and give up all your data back. How long does it take to turn a bike round for the next round? So the changes you have to make, for example, to go from Cadwell, which is very tight, narrow, hilly, bumpy the mountain, to go into, for example, Donington.
Yeah, quite a bit of difference actually. I think you usually go to Donington, you'll have to go soft on your fork springs and probably have to change the gearing. But again, with this bike and the different gearbox as opposed to the 15 bike, we'll be learning as we go. So we'll probably start our first sessions at Donington on a Cadwell setup, and then we'll have to go from there. But unfortunately, we don't get a lot of time. But we'll do what we can with. We'll have to probably end up changing gear in the session, in pit lane to try and give us a good setup for the race.
So on this superbike, you're running Maxton suspension. This is just to get the actual the final tweaks for the suspension. So the suspension tops are here and here on the yokes, and you make your adjustments on the front forks. You've obviously got some data on your PC that tells you how many clicks to put on to take off. And on the rear suspension, if you look towards the back of the bike, just the wheel here, you can see the shocker in here and the adjustments that are made on here. And with the expertise of Maxton and Rob Speed, and your experience, you kind of dial into the next track. So the next track for you is Donington. Talk us through it.
Yeah, one of my favourites to be fair. Not a particular track I've ever done that well at, to be honest, but it is, in terms of enjoying riding the bike there, it is one of my favourite circuits, so hopefully we can change that in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, like I say, we'll go there with our Cadwell set up, and we'll work on that, and try and change stuff in the session, and hopefully, we'll get dry sessions, because when the weather's a little bit mixed, then it makes things difficult and better for those who've been riding the bikes all season. I've only been riding this bike for 2 meetings now, so hopefully we can hit the ground running with it at Donington.
So we're just looking at the changes to this bike to make the bike fit you. I suppose it's like having a suit made or a pair of designer shoes and whatever. If you just like to lift yourself up, if we can just get a shot of the seat here. This is obviously a race seat unit. This foam padding has been stuck on and moulded to Craig's anatomy, and there's 2 little blocks on here. You're a big guy, Craig. If you just can you go into the crouch position as you are? 185 miles an hour. He's a big lad, and the wind's got to come up, over the top, round and down, and then he's obviously got to hang around and off the side of the bike with some huge lean angles, and everything's got to fit like a glove. So just how did you come to sticking that bit of foam on there? What made you do it?
Well, basically, if you're tall in motorbike racing, things are a little bit harder for you than with the small guys. In some areas, in some areas it can possibly be better. But the main thing for me is to try and get tucked in as much as possible, getting my big elbows in and trying to get on the back of the seat and get behind the screen, which we sort of can do. With what we've got here, we run our bars a little bit more out than others to try and sort of get our elbows in. But the reason behind the seat foam is we try and sit further forward in the corners. The idea is obviously keeping my weight closer to the tank and closer to the centre of the bike. Should hopefully give us more grip and make us turn better.
So the standard stock stuff that are still on this bike, just talk us through it. You've still got the road switch gear on this bike.
Yeah, road switch gear has to stay on for super stock, but in all fairness, we'll probably run it on the super bike anyway. We've had a trimmed down loom. Yeah, standard levers, standard clip-ons, standard grips, standard bar weights. To be fair, you know, I mean, it's all good enough for me. I don't see any reason of spending money on aftermarket stuff when that, you know, I haven't got any problems with that at all.
6th of September 2016, we are home in Rob Speed, Cleethorpes Kawasaki's workshop, number 1 on 2 wheels, as the logo says on the front of the shop. We're just going to talk quickly about sponsors, the support and the thanks. So if you want to just run through all the sponsors on your bike and tell us a little bit about how they got involved and what support they've given you.
Yeah, we'll start off with Colmac Scaffolding, Dave McKenzie, brother of Lee McKenzie. Yeah, the McKenzies have been involved with us now for, I think, 3 to 4 years now. Yeah, Dave's been involved with other riders before and having some good success in the Isle of Man. You know, and luckily he's decided he wants to come and help us a little bit, and he's been good to lend us a bike this year, as well as sorting us some tyres out for Cadwell BSB last weekend. We've got Silkleen, without a doubt the best oil we've ever used. We've been running with Silkleen now for 6 or 7 years. Fantastic product. We've got Derek Humberston at Flexi Hydraulic Services. Derek's been involved with us for 3 years now. After just putting a bit of a cry for help in the Telegraph, Derek phoned me up and yeah, he come on board, and you know, we haven't looked back since. We've won a couple of races together. Got Links Electrical Wholesalers. As an electrician myself, spent quite a bit of money with Links Electrical. And yeah, they've been good enough to help us out for the last couple of years and given a little bit back to me. Rob Crease, Central Windows. Rob also, as well as financial help and as a sponsor, he also gives up his time and a lot of his weekends. Comes to the meeting, you know, carrying tyres about, working on the bikes, you know, and would have been a little bit stuck without Rob at the northwestern of the TT and the short circuits this year. Rob Dobbs at Vanply, he's been with us for a lot of years now. I think it's been about 6 years now, Rob's been with us. Gary Roberts at Car Consultants, Granville Street, as of the last couple of years. Phil Drury, you know, Phil's been really good to us the last couple of years, helping out. We've got Red Square Media, who have come on board as of the last month or so, taking over my website and looking after that, working closely with Sheena Smith with the website for us. Eddie Strong at Ferncroft Environmental, asbestos removal. Eddie's been with us since Lee McKenzie got involved. Lee's brought Eddie with him, and Eddie's brought a couple more with him, so big thanks to him. Of course, Dave Beeson, you know, giving up a lot of time for us doing as well in between his plumbing jobs. He's coming doing PR, media sort of stuff with us on the weekend, and Dave's been with us for a couple of years now. He's brought Ideal Boilers with us, with him, who he supplies boilers. You know, and big thanks to everyone. You know, couldn't do it without you all.
6th of September 2016, we're here at Rob Speed Motorcycles, number 1 on 2 wheels, home of Craig Neve Racing. We're joined by Rob from Rob Speed Motorcycles. One of the Robs, there's 2 Robs, a Rob and a Bob. First of all, a big thank you on behalf of Craig Neve Racing for allowing the team to base themselves here. And you know, putting all the time, effort and input. Your mechanics are just on tap with expert advice and knowledge at all times. Nothing's ever too much trouble. Now, you started 30 years ago, was it?
Yep, 30 years ago, 1st of December actually, 1986. In a small little rented building across the road from here, which is now a residential property. And 30 years on, here we are, the largest Kawasaki dealer in the area.
The changes you've made over the 30 years, obviously from being on the spanners yourself, times have changed, health and safety's changed, specs changed, technical. These bikes are far more technically advanced than the sort of fizzes you were fixing and the YB100s and the LCs of the years gone by. So your engineers have to be trained and qualified. So why should anybody bring their beloved bike to Rob Speed Motorcycles in Cleethorpes?
Mechanicking is not really mechanicking anymore. It's a technician's job, electrical engineer, IT expert, and all the technicians have to undergo serious intensive training through the year to be able to work on modern vehicles. You see behind me, one of our technicians, Ray, all the certificates, and nowadays it's not just turning the spanner, it's really up there.
So basically, this bike here, that only a few weeks ago looked like that bike over there on the end, it's just a standard road bike, has been donated very kindly by Cormac Scaffolding, Dave McKenzie. It's been transformed, so the expertise is here, and anybody making the investment into changing over onto a Kawasaki is safe in the knowledge that you've got the technicians here to deal with any sort of eventuality, and you're open Saturdays and Sunday right through the summer months.
Yeah, we don't trade Sunday from the end of October and start again sort of middle of February / March. But yeah, we're here to help and more than happy to. So any problems you've got, please come see us.
So once again, a big thanks to Rob Speed in Cleethorpes for allowing Craig Neve Racing to base themselves here with all the bikes, and all the prep work and all the post work that goes on. And in fact, Rob Speed Motorcycles' first customer is stood over there in the middle. There he is, Mr. McKenzie himself, and he still hasn't paid for his piston rings. 6th of September 2016, we're in Rob Speed's workshop, Rob Speed Motorcycles workshop in Cleethorpes. I'm joined by this little wallflower, little quiet bloke called David McKenzie. Now, I've known Dave since I was a little kid. I've known all the Mackenzies since I was a little kid, and there's always a saying, and it's, if you make a friend of a Mackenzie, you've made one for life, whether you like it or not. Now, we can't seem to shake each other off, or any of his brothers. One of his brothers in particular we spoke about earlier on, Lee Mack, we've got the stickers on the bike. It's been a big inspiration and a big help to us all, and we're very proud to put Lee's name on the bike. Dave's company, Cormac Scaffolding, has made massive investments into the team, and we've sort of watched bikes go around since we was little kids. Where did you were Rob Speed's first customer?
For sure, yeah. I don't want Rob to ever forget that on my discount side of things. Yeah, I've been into bikes pretty much same as you, Dave, since we was kids. From plodding around on C90s, and then obviously this has come to the interest where we've helped Craig throughout the last couple of years, moving forward.
So you've a massive help to Craig and the team, and the dream is one day to have a winning bike, a winning Kawasaki on the podium at the Isle of Man TT. Do you think it's 1 year, 3 year, 5 year? You obviously think it's achievable.
Yeah, I think with anything like that, you need to have a plan. Nobody goes there in the first year and sort of pulls everything out, but I think Craig's got the capability to get there. It's just always have a 3 or 4 year plan and tick away at it. He's definitely on the right route for sure. He's got the ability. It's a case of keeping on board with him and keep him just ticking away at it. And
like I said, it's a real privilege to have this as a base to have a Kawasaki workshop at the team's fingertips with all the expertise that the mechanics can offer, as well as the team mechanics. So looking forward, we've got a round at Donington for the BSB Thundersport, and then we're looking into season 2017.
Yeah, Craig's obviously impressed everybody this year. He's had a good year. He's had a couple of bad years. But he has come back this year, and really sort of things have started to come together for him, which is really good. Moving forward, I think he can definitely achieve more by just carrying on the path that he's on. Yeah, like I say, it's good that Rob's got Rob Speed on board, ourselves, a few local sponsors, and all in all, things are going in the right direction.
Okay, well, this is Rob Speed's first ever customer, and he bought some piston rings for a fizzy, and apparently he still hasn't paid for them. So from Rob Speed Motorcycles and Craig Neve Racing, thank you very much. Cheers.